Folks, welcome to a Pubcast twice in 1 month. Fucking hell, what's going on? It's shocking. As always, I'm Wayne.
I'm Kim. I'm Jill.
And yeah, we just thought we were meant to meet up in person, but I completely put the kibosh on that one through to whatever reason. And now we're online recording. But hey, look, it is what it is. And we all have wine. So, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This way. I've become that person at gigs who goes, yeah, really loudly.
Yeah. No, I remember.
There's always one
video.
and it's me.
Yeah.
It's the Celtic urge. You can't not. If somebody gets you grooving to the right extent, you'll get an ancestral yeah. And you can't fight it.
The last two gigs that the three of us have been to separately, individually, whatever, but there's been yow from all of us at those gigs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
There has been.
I was at Riot last weekend in Vicar Street, the This Is Pop Baby show.
Oh yeah.
And there were multiple yows out of me. It was fantastic.
Is there? This kind of leads me to something I wanted to talk about, and it's very recent. I think. Well, it's recent for a lot of people. So I've been listening to a lot of Irish music lately, and there seems to be a massive surge in Irish music getting a spotlight from everything from Kneecap to CMAT to everyone and anyone.
I think it's the unapologetic nature of especially Kneecap and CMAT because when I tell you nobody wants to look at CMAT and nobody wants to listen to CMAT, and she does not give a single fuck about what you think pop stars should look and sound like.
Yeah.
She's so unique that she can't be denied. Now, when I say nobody wants to, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when we had our last little Irish kind of little wave of rock bands, there was incredible bands like Boss Valenti and really good bands like De Laurentiis. And then there was bands that I liked that I make no case for, like Director. And then there was the Thrills also. And also ran the Coronas. They were very regular rock bands playing in a scene that was welcoming rock bands. So they didn't really have to do anything too different, and actually too different wasn't wanted. That this is hey Kim, it seems to be all around the one era. Yeah. So landfill indie, in the wave of the rising tide, and bands like Boss Valenti were heavier than that, but they were risen. All boats were risen by the rising tide, and I'm very happy for the script and I'm very happy for the Coronas, but they could be from Utah.
Anywhere. Yeah.
And they could be from New Zealand.
There's nothing fundamentally Irish about them.
No. And that was their selling point, which is unfortunate. And then if you think about Therapy were so fucking good that they could be from anywhere too.
One of the greatest rock bands ever.
Yeah. And then CMAC could only be from here.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's like a Rotterdam version of her. But she could be from Athlone. She's from Dunboyne, but she could be from Athlone. She could be from Athenry. She could be from any of the places where I thought AdventureCon was being held. She could be from Athlumney Wood in Navan. But her country ass voice and her pop star ambitions, and the fact that she has a regular lumpy body, just a regular one, a normal one, and she moves it around in an invigorated but unchoreographed way, brought her so much abuse. Last year, her Glastonbury performance, by the way, she was at Glastonbury singing about the things she sings about. Her Glastonbury performance had to have the comments taken off because they were all the comments were about her body. All of them were how hideous she looked, how disgusting she was, and how gross she is, because they want their pop stars starving. So they want them, they want them on no carbs for 3 weeks before the video, and they want them on, limited diet the rest of the time. And like, they want the look as well as the performance. And she's a fucking pop star. She's that charisma and that energy. She's a pop star. And she doesn't look like what pop stars have looked like. And it's throwing people for a fucking loop. They can't handle it. And this year, we have some progress, because her Glastonbury comments this year, when her Glastonbury performance was posted, I looked and all the comments were about how she couldn't sing. Fucking progress. I love it. So she's just gonna that's better. If her voice is not for you, also she's singing live, it's gonna sound a little bit different. She's singing live, and she's book-lepping, and very genuinely book-lepping.
She hoops around the place.
She does. She's just fantastic, and
yeah, look, I think
when she sings about what she sings about, it's very affecting.
Yeah, and her latest single, Euro Country, is a massive, seems to have hit a massive nerve in Ireland in particular. And not further abroad, actually. It's really strange. If you go onto her YouTube channel and look at the video for that, which was shot, part of it was shot in the Omni in Santry.
Yeah,
Omni! Only up the road from me. But if you look at the comments on the video, there's a rake of people outside of Ireland are asking about the lyrics, because one of the lyrics is all the big boys, all the Berties, all the envelopes, how they hurt me. So
they're like, who's Bertie? Yeah.
Who the fuck is what's this about? What's it talking about? And it's talking about the Celtic Tiger, which was a supposed boom in Ireland in the early 2000s, then burst in 2007, 2008, and it cost lives, essentially.
Because we didn't burn the bondholders. My friend Jerry McBride put it very well when they're like, I don't think the people are to blame, but at the same time, why was I being approached to buy a property in Bulgaria when I couldn't even finish a 2-year certificate in Dundalk IT?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why were we all such hotshots? But I am very lenient with my children when it comes to kneecap, because they don't get the drug references yet.
Yeah.
But they
just
do
young
get
enough
the
that they
Brits
don't.
Out references.
Which is perfectly fine.
And they know
exactly. Brits out.
Yeah. Hey, Brits out. So they are allowed
that to
sing
Granny
along.
Bernie yet?
They're come back to her. She is or my kids are allowed to sing along if they sing along with the Irish bits too.
Oh,
if
good.
they sing along on
parenting.
Skelga, they can also say, "I hear all the fucking same." It's like it's
yeah.
Anyway,
it's good balance.
Yeah, two in a row talking about kneecap lads, but they're very good.
Well, they are very good, and they're very prominent,
very good.
and they're in the public eye at the moment. Which
also, there's a bit of Celtic mysticism going on with some of I love their winsome airs that they put in the background sometimes. I see it.
Yeah, and I think from that, there has been a surge in interest in Irish acts, Ireland as a whole, as a culture, not about the country as itself, but the culture of it, because the language has had a huge resurgence. CMAT also has Gaeilge at the start of her latest single.
Yeah.
And there was a bit of controversy during the week when it premiered on BBC Radio, and they cut the Irish out of it.
Yeah, they didn't know what it meant.
And she was there in the studio when they did it. She didn't know what was going to happen. So she went to BBC Radio for the premiere of the single. She was on the air with them, and they played it from the bit after the Irish. And straight away when she left the studio, she got onto social media and she was like, look, I did not know they were going to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know why they did that.
Yeah.
Nobody could tell me why they did it. They have promised that they're going to play it in full tomorrow, but it was a weird situation. We don't know who made the decision. Nothing was, communicated to us that they were going to do it. So we'll see.
Maybe they thought she was saying she was going to defile Margaret Thatcher's flaming corpse.
That's the thing, you see. So right now in the UK, everything and anything has been labelled a terrorist act, and it's very much there's fascism. It's fascism sewn into every decision, from trans people
and Labour government too.
Yeah,
this cowardly.
But they're a Labour government who is kowtowing to to the right. They're kowtowing to the conservative base rather than going after because they're afraid reform are going to take over so much of their votes in the next election.
Yeah, the other thing is, Wayne, if you are going to keep an empire, you have to educate people in a way where you can maintain an empire. And the only way you can maintain an empire is through constant propaganda and lies. God bless them. They know fuck all about what's actually going on. So it's been great fun online whenever somebody shows just how little they know about their country's history. But I have to say, they're very willing to go, oh shit, what? If you respectfully point something out. But
well, the right people are anyway. Not everyone.
Keir Starmer is okay. Here's one, right? The streamer, the hip hop streamer, No Life Shack, put up a loving tribute to Hulk Hogan. He is a delightfully beautiful black man, and he said R.I.P. Hulk Hogan, and his chat went, "What are you talking about?" And then they filled him in on some rest in piss Terry Bollea. Filled him in on some stuff about just how Floridian this man was.
Yeah.
And he came back in going, I am so fucking sorry. Yeah. I've taken it away. And somebody came in and went, no, but you can't mourn somebody because they had some. And he's like, I'm black first.
Yeah.
And Keir Starmer is English first. And it is showing. And it was all their idea anyway. All that stuff, everything was their idea. So they have to, you're not going to turn around and go, oh, guess what, lads? Yeah. Everything was wrong. Because what are you going to admit is wrong? How far back are you going to go? Yeah,
they'll be at it for a while. That's a good chimpanzee ride on a segue there because, Hulk Hogan passed away. Ozzy Osbourne passed away.
Oh, I didn't rip my shirt in tribute.
There is a hope that, these things happen in trees. So we might get one more abusive cunt bag out of this if death is doing their
Yes. But I have to say, I heard about Ozzy and I was in the presence of my mother, who is from Birmingham, and I burst into tears. Because God bless Ozzy. Not cursed with too much education was our Oz. He was not, but he has such a legacy. You don't have to fucking hear it from me. You hear those opening chords of Paranoid, and it sounds like they were recorded last week.
Sure.
And is there anything to be said for a feed of drugs? But Wayne, we know where his influence on foreign policy comes from.
That's fine, but he was still an abusive wife beater for both of his wives, and I don't tolerate anyone that's an abusive cunt like that. So he can go do one. He's another artist who never practice his own ethos. So,
I didn't know that. Well, I knew that he was like a lad who liked to feed the drugs.
He got so drunk one night he tried to kill Sharon.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, so in the 80s, I believe.
It was the 80s,
90s.
And it's a case of. I saw a significant amount of tributes to him online, obviously from people. But yes, he was. He can cite the influence of his wife in any way, shape, or form. But he still put his
for his recent kind of statements about foreign policy.
He still put his signature to a letter to the BBC to stop them from releasing an anti-Israel genocide documentary. So at the end of the day, his actions are there. So fuck him. Just fuck him. I don't care. I understand the reason why he's a metal legend.
Yeah.
Yes, Black Sabbath.
Yeah. Nobody sounded like that.
Nobody sounded like that.
Dear God.
Unreal. But it wasn't just Ozzy. Black Sabbath was not just Ozzy.
Tommy and Gazer and Bill.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, his solo stuff is great. He's worked with some great people over the years. But at the end of the day, he was the wife-beating Zionist, so he can go fuck himself in my eyes.
I'm still going to do War Pigs at Carryocalypse next time, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If only he'd listened to his own fucking lyrics, you know?
I know. Well, that's the thing. That was the sentiment online in more recent months and years. There, it was like, can't believe the guy who wrote and sang War Pigs has taken this stance on foreign policy.
I remember a letter to Viz, the fantastic magazine of note, Viz, and it said, Ole claims to defeat the 7 signs of aging, and yet doesn't tackle becoming increasingly right-wing with age, which is surely the most troublesome one.
Although I become more of a socialist and more of a lefty and more of a belligerent cunt.
For now, wait till somebody leaves you like 3 gaffes and then all of a sudden you're campaigning for a low tax. I can't see it myself, Jill. I can't see it myself. Can't see it myself. Yeah, but my mother as a Brummie had just looking at me like I was fucking cracked. I'm like, can you not appreciate? Like I have a very soft spot for people that come from shitholes, making glorious sounds. ABC are from Sheffield. Guillemots are from Brum.
Oh, Guillemot.
Yeah. And Maximo Parker from Newcastle. Am I just listing shitholes? Sorry to the people of the UK.
Just
really getting it in the neck.
Listing shitholes and indie bands.
Don't boing.
and it's funny because you were talking there about like very Irish influenced music, and I was like, there's a load of Irish bands that I love, some are reforming that don't sound Irish, like, and so I Watch You From Afar, Adebisi Shank have reformed.
Oh my God.
Best Irish band.
Oh my God, my brain has just been
Mike at Spiked have released new music and are playing tomorrow night in town.
Holy fuck.
Yes. And the best Irish band of all time is My Bloody Valentine. You two can get fucked.
No, you two can get fucked, but I'm in the a house kind of yes. Like I like my weirdy beardies. I like kind of the guys in the like late 80s, they were like, what are you doing? Also, please keep doing it. I don't know what that is. But yeah. Who am I? Yeah, a house. And who's their contemporaries? Who's their also
The Pale? Beyond the Pale?
No, I'll think of it in about 1.5 hours. To set your clocks.
I remember I was when I worked in HMV, we had a summer of house parties when I worked in HMV one year, and I was in somebody's gaff and I was asleep on the couch. It was like 4 a.m. in the morning, and one of the lads, Shane O'Reilly, had put on My Bloody Valentine, one of My Bloody Valentine's albums on the CD player at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
So I woke up all belligerent
and
was like, what the fuck is that noise? And I just took my runner off and fucked it at the CD player because My Bloody Valentine woke me up. And ever since then, I haven't really rated them that much. But yeah.
Oh, because it's trauma bonded to like you're waking up in the morning.
Yeah.
Kimbo, something happens? No,
I know. Yeah, like they were doing good stuff. The Stunning, they were doing good stuff. And sorry, Corkonians, we have to shout out Franco Walters because they didn't give a fuck what anyone else was doing.
There was a serious amount of Irish talent here we're listening that doesn't get enough fucking credit. Really,
Virgin Prunes.
Yeah.
I brushed over My Bloody Valentine a bit quick there. Sorry, Jill. That wasn't very lean in of me. Just because I'm a sado and I didn't have a My Bloody Valentine stage. Yeah, they deserved better. Also, horse lips. Holy fucking God, Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
Talk about getting awakened ancestrally. You're like, I think I have to grab a pike. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously, there's the very obvious one that people are probably shouting down their
Tin Lizzy.
Tin Lizzy is the obvious.
Lizzy. Yeah, absolutely.
You have Phil in it, Rory Gallagher, and good old Gary Moore, but like it's there's a whole army of them there that are just legends. And they are essentially Irish.
Philo.
Like they're all essentially Irish people. There's so many interviews where Phil Lennon is like, "No, I'm fucking Irish, like bleeding Irish." Like, and every lad of my generation, every person in my generation, ma will say at one point they snogged Phil Lennon if they're from Dublin.
Yeah. Absolute man whore. And so you should be if you're that big of a rock star. And my dad says Luke Kelly used to walk down the street like this.
Look,
You'd see him
Kim,
walking down Grafton
Kim.
Street like this because he was afraid. He
Look,
didn't want to be recognized. He wanted to be left alone.
Scorn not his simplicity, Kim. Okay.
I will not scorn his shyness. But yeah, he just walked down with a book. Like at least now he'd be on his phone.
Yeah. I mean, but then they'd know who it was. They'd just see that mop of curly red hair above the pages. And it's like, well, there's Luke Kelly. Probably all left him alone. But yeah. But no, look, I think we are inundated, and I think there is a little bit of a resurgence in Irish thing. And it's linked in with that level of rebellion again. That level of rebellion is sold into Irish music. And it's there
it is,
across
but
the board.
We're facing the same problem that the UK and the US have had, that sometimes flag fuckers are not to be trusted. And you're like, what kind of Irish flag waving person are you? Are you a Fenian? Or are you someone who likes that it's basically a white ethnic state and you wanted to stay that way? And it is a shame. It is it is a shame that you can't immediately tell. But and there's a lot of foreign interest in what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember during the no, thankfully, but during the abortion referendum, there was so much American money here because they needed us. Yeah. They needed us as an example of a Western country where it wasn't allowed and everything was fine.
Yeah.
And then when we resoundingly voted to get rid of that, that lost a talking point for them for the anti-choice Americans.
As the gay marriage as well at the same time.
Yeah. And I feel like now there are small fake community groups set up in the country of Ireland, in rural Ireland, to tell you about a foreign lad that was walking up and down the street.
Yes.
And none of it's real. And my neighbors are really falling for it. And I'm like, is this person the person posted, do you know them? Do your friends know them? Is that anyone? If you're reading down the post, is the ethnicity of this person important? Or is it? And it is a shame because we're God bless us, we're little tribal cavemen. Yeah. We're still afraid because I am feral. I cannot be frightened in the same way that people who are maybe less physically threatening than me, you know. If you're less physically threatening than me, I can see why you'd be worried about people you didn't know. But I am a behemoth and a woman of steel. What's that, Wayne? What was that you were going to talk about?
So, all three of us have seen the new Superman movie.
Yeah, we have.
And it was an emotional thing for me to view.
Fucking great.
To see, because I was going in so apprehensively to watch that movie with my expectations tethered to the floor, but
you were being pragmatic about it, considering
the amount of times like this. I'm not a fool. There's only so many times you can break my heart, and I'm gonna, you know. Oh no, but he won't hurt me again. No, he won't.
You were
hurt me again.
full Roger Daltrey. You won't be fooled again, and you weren't.
No,
because it was. I think
brilliant.
They won me over in the first few minutes with crypto, to be honest. And then I heard Alan Tudyk's voice, and I was like, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, is that who that was?
Number 4, Gary.
Number 4.
Of course it was.
And in typical James Gunn fashion, all the other robots were voiced by his friends. Michael Rooker, Pom Clementif is another robot. So like the James Gunn regulars were in there. Like across the board, and it did have. So the thing, I don't want to start talking here because I'm going to just keep going, and you ladies won't get a fucking word in. So
well, I'm looking forward to the 10 to 40 minute unobstructed Wayne chat. So maybe I'll get mine out of the way because it's very short. I went to see it with my son, and he hasn't seen any Superman movies, and
any of them, not even the Christopher Reeves ones.
No, because it just hasn't happened for us. And I mean, the Christopher Reeve ones, in my opinion, the effects are a little too janky for modern kids.
True. Yeah, I can understand how they.
And the clothes, even the clothes would take you out of it a little bit. They're not going to immerse themselves as much. They will when they're older. They will when they can appreciate period costuming and it won't. But, you know, they'd wonder why Lois' skirt was that length, because it's an odd length for a skirt, because it was just the 70s maxi feeling. But
there is also the moment where a pimp steps out of the car and go, "Yo, jab turkey," like that.
Right.
That'll throw them
right. Yeah. Well, they will. I'm hoping they'll see airplanes soon enough, so they'll be familiar with jive turkeys by then. But so they haven't seen anything, and the only one they've seen is Lego Superman, really. And I mean, that's great. So so myself and him went, and we were walking in, and what he said to me is, I wonder, by the way, fucking spoiler, we're talking about the movie. He said, I wonder how long till we get to see crypto. And it was like 14 seconds, babe. 14 seconds. And I just had such a warm glow. I don't know how to pronounce his surname, David Cornsweet.
Cornsweet.
I've seen him in other things. I watched Hollywood for my fucking sins. But no, I hadn't, because he was Superman and he was Clark Kent.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen him before. He wasn't anything else. And same for my cuz, Rachel Bros. Nah. And I was all in. And Lex was fantastic and really realistic. And one of the things, I'm a James Bond fan, and one of the problems that happens...
James Bond.
One of the problems that happens with James Bond movies is they want to modernize the villain's goals and make it more apt for the modern world. So obviously, at one point, it was the moon. The moon was going to be a big problem. And then radiation was going to be a big problem. And then more recently, some cunt owning all the world's water was going to be a problem. That's much more realistic for nowadays.
Yeah.
And like, that's fine. It's hard to do. Like in Spectre, you're like, what are you doing? Sorry, this is unwieldy. What are you doing? What's the problem? The Something of Boris actually had a better villain goal. And Lex Luthor's goals were so understandable. And unfortunately, it's understandable because of the current parallels. And my child knew that. My 11-year-old did the mapping. And I was like, oh, it's like, and I'm like, and Superman was very Boy Scouty. We loved that. Yeah. It looked lush. The action scenes were trackable. You always knew where everyone was. There was a random fucking eyeball for some fucking reason every so often. We love you, James Gunn, but I'll never forgive you for Flulborg. Yeah, he was just like a filmmaker having fun, and it's infectious. Whenever you're watching something where they just love what they're making, it's very hard not to feel it. Yeah. And we were walking out, and my other half and my daughter had gone to see a different movie. Myself, my son went to Superman. We met up afterwards. We were walking back to the car, and my daughter says, I might like to see that. And I said, I think you would. I think you'd probably understand it a little bit better, like in a couple of years. I was like, oh. And she says, haven't seen any of the other ones. Like that was going to stop her. And I honestly went, oh, you don't have to. You know, I really, absolutely, she didn't.
No.
What else would she watch? Like, it's just, he's a good guy. Here's him pretend to be human, but he's really human all the time. And you're like, yeah. Oh, but I loved the stunt. I loved the stunt of the recovered footage.
Yeah.
Holy shit. They got me with that. And that's me. That's my review. Boulabus, more please. Are they doing more?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but are they going to turn it into 5 people next time, or are they going to try and keep it kind of compact?
Well, I mean, the plan. I think the plan is that this is now the start of the DC universe. Like, it's the universe. They've built their little beginning. They've had their movie. They put the auxiliary characters in this one, and now they just have to make a Batman. Now they have to make a Wonder Woman, and then eventually they'll get to a Justice League film. But I mean,
I don't want to derail you too much, but how do you think James Gunn felt about his Guardians and how they were managed in the MCU, like in the team up movies? I feel like the spirit was continued very well. Do you think he had any input?
I think he did. I mean, I think he had some, but I also remember seeing him in an interview saying that he did his movies and then there wasn't much else. And nobody really talked to anyone else. It was just pure fluke that the Russos were able to pull it all together and tie in their Captain Americas and
their kind of tone, their comedic tone would kind of match his anyway.
I actually think theirs is a bit more dry. I think James Gunn actually, I think there's an element of Gunn overall. If you watch his really early stuff, he is pulling himself back a bit. He hasn't really fully unleashed himself. There are elements of it in all of them, in all of these superhero movies, particularly in the Guardians films as they went on. You got to see more of his Trauma history. So Trauma was the Lloyd Kaufman label that he worked for back in the day. And you get to see a bit of that in the Superman movie, a tiny bit of it, but it became more prominent in the later Guardians films, and the humor became more prominent in the Guardians films.
I was watching the Lois Clark discussion. I'm like, oh, this man has been in mediation at some point in his life.
No, I think he did it. I think, look, again, if I start, I'm going to just not stop. So, Jill, what did you think?
So myself and Liam went to see it in the Lighthouse.
Lovely.
The cinema of choice. And yeah, I suppose like ourselves, bit kind of, as we were walking in, we could both kind of look to each other and went, I really just hope it's good. And it got me pretty much straight away. The ball of energy that is Crypto launching himself into our lives and hearts. And I thought David Corenswet was brilliant. I really did. He nailed, because in the past we've had actors who've nailed Superman but not Clark Kent, and vice versa. And I just thought the balance that he had was really good. I thought your cousin Rachel,
she's definitely my cousin.
I thought there were little glimmers of Kidder in her that I was just like, oh, there she is. That was wonderful. Fucking Nicholas Hoult has confidently and decisively crossed from Marvel to DC.
What was he in Marvel?
He was Beast.
He was Beast in the
First Class.
Oh, it's not Marvel. It's not Marvel. That's Sony.
Yeah, but it's.
I thought I was missing a step there for a second because oh my god.
I thought his Lex was really fucking good, and it's interesting that he auditioned for Superman and didn't get it.
That was beautiful.
But I really like him as an actor. I've seen him it's still mad to me that I'm like, he's the little cute kid from About a Boy.
I remember him. No, I don't. In Skins? Was he in Skins?
I don't know. I didn't watch Skins.
Oh, I think he was just I was a little indie sleaze bag. I did watch Skins.
I see. But he's proven himself. But I suppose the two big things that I've seen him in recent years have been Nosferatu and Superman, and couldn't be any more different, those two movies.
Yes.
And he was brilliant in both. I really loved his Lex. And yeah, his
it's him as Jack Hollingsworth in Skins.
Wow. Him as Lex, as you say, very kind of relatable or understandable motivations behind what he's doing. And the lengths that he will go to execute his fiendish plans. The Kents, Pruitt Taylor, is that actor's name? Oh my God, that movie, right? There were two scenes, one after the other, that fucking killed me. So when Clark ends up back at Ma and Pa Kent's house after getting injured, when Lois brings him back, and he's sitting out on the front porch eating cereal, and
in his bare feet on the deck.
In his bare feet, and Jonathan comes out to have a chat with him, and he can't even get the words out because he's that generation of man. And I started welling up, and then it cuts to the fucking kids putting up the Superman flag.
Yeah.
I was like, this fucking movie is going to ruin me and my eye makeup.
The dad talking about some fucking burrito place because he doesn't know what else to say. And, and just the look of the parents.
Yeah.
They looked so real. Like, I'm sorry. What was Kevin Costner, who played Kevin Costner's wife in Man of Steel? What absolute bodacious babe was Ma Kent in Man of Steel? Wasn't it like oh fuck.
It was.
I'm so sorry. I can picture her. I just can't come up with her name. Welcome to the future of Pubcast, people. We are aging, and this is going to happen all the time. But like, just absolute all-out rides, and I'm like, oh, really? In Kansas? Yeah, behave yourself. Behave yourself. Yeah, and all dubs look like Samantha Mumba.
It was Diane Lane.
Oh, yes, Diane.
Like, come on. But like, I love that. Like, I do appreciate that Zack Snyder's Lex was a tech bro.
Yes.
Because they are going to end us all.
They are.
They are the genuinely scariest thing. They lack empathy, and all they want to do is disrupt, and you're like, disrupt what? Life itself and the planet. Oh yeah, okay, fine. And I love that was atrocious and didn't work at all. And I love that Nicholas Hoult was again that, but just a more successful version, more blended.
Yes.
As they'd say in the thick of it, titanium cyberprick. It's like really like a proper Peter Thiel. If Peter Thiel could talk to a human being, do you know what I mean? He'd be dangerous. If he could talk without sounding like such an absolute Nimrod, he would be twice as dangerous as he already is. And I do like that they made him a tech bro, but everybody knows that the way to properly weaponize corporate evil is to get government contracts.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, so like, key cast were brilliant, fucking supporting cast were brilliant. I did see a post from Jim Lee talking about how wonderful it was to see the engineer finally on the big screen.
Yes.
Wildstorm character, and I thought she was played brilliantly.
Oh yeah.
Creepy nanite tech bitch. Getting into all your orifices.
Yeah, I made that noise too.
Celebrity voiced robots. I love an L. Fortress of Solitude, but not a big discussion about why it's there or how it came to be. It's just there. It's just there, and no big lengthy origin story either. Yet we got references to both sets of his parents.
In the first 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, the the elves, or Zor-El and what's her face, were there within the first few minutes, and then obviously shortly after that he's on the phone to Ma and Pa. But there's no big deep dive into how Superman got here again.
Yeah, no pearls.
Yeah, taken as read, which was nice. And then like I'm quite excited to see more of this cast on screen, and you know, the other movie that's been referenced as well with his darling cousin. Looks like it's going to be a bit of crack as well, because after all, Crypto is not his dog.
No,
Yeah.
It's just a babysitting situation, just a foster situation.
Oh my God, I love her. 2005 was my red sun planet. 2005 to about 2008, I was on a red sun planet. Just 'cause.
Yeah.
Anyway. Well, Wayne, what do you think?
Yeah, it was all right. No, it's the best Superman film to come along in a very, very long time. And I hate to say this because some people might disagree with me, but it's the first Superman movie in the modern age to get the character right. And that includes the Christopher Reeves films. Because the Christopher
and I mean,
Reeves
he's such a simple character. Like, you're not trying to do 15 layers. He's so simple, but it's wild how they got him so wrong.
He is. So they got him so wrong because they had to make him believable in a world where people realize not everyone is that nice. But the thing about it is, and I think that's what I was thinking about this, and I've been thinking about it since I've seen it. We could not have gotten this Superman film until we got the Zack Snyder Superman film. They couldn't have gotten it.
We had to get what we didn't want until we got what we wanted.
They had to get it to a point where it was unrecognizable as Superman for as far as the comics are concerned. To get to a point
like a palate cleanser.
Somebody came along and went, you know what? This is actually Superman. I think there was an element of this was riding the ship and also making people understand who the character was better than they've ever understood it before. And anyone that said that this wasn't Superman doesn't understand the character, doesn't understand who they're meant to be and who they represent and what they represent.
Yeah. Delighted to say I didn't see any of that.
Well, and it just in my mind, there was the usual detractors. There's always going to be the Snyder Bros are going to say that that version is more superior when it isn't. It's garbage. But
we all know the Snyder Bros are all walking red flags.
100%. But from the get-go, this movie represented itself the way it should have. Like you said, there was no lengthy intro. There was no Krypton being destroyed, kid flying to Earth, yada yada. There was literally a wall of script. You read it. Superman hit the ground. Krypto turns up and drags him to the Fortress of Solitude, and then we get the story from there. Within 10 minutes, he's back in Metropolis and he's fighting somebody. 10 minutes into the movie, he's beating the shit, and somebody's beating the shit out of him. And we see Lex Luthor straight away being calculated, having a plan, knowing what he's doing, and having minions around him, knowing what they're doing and doing it for Lex, doing it because they think Lex is right and they believe what he's doing and they think it's the right thing. There's no there is hero worship, but there's also like Lex had made deals. There's backdoor deals. Lex was kind of looking at every angle, and he was the super genius that he is. Without the slimy tech bro weirdness that we got from Social Network Boy in Man of Steel. I think Nicholas Hoult as Lex took elements from every other Lex Luthor that we've ever seen on screen, bar the one from Man of Steel.
Yeah.
And he was conniving, he was evil, he was twisted, he was willing to do whatever he wanted to get what he wants, to prove his point, to kill Superman. And it showed how much he'd already done in that world. In the space of an hour, you could see this is a Lex with a plan. And this is a Lex that could go toe to toe with the Man of Steel. Could go toe. He's not just a dweeb who has millions of dollars or billions of dollars.
And he's very calculated. He's willing to put the time into getting the results he wants. Do you know what I mean? Like, put the time and the money in, and he's not, like, in terms of his decisions, how to get Superman, like, he's very calculated.
Yeah.
And he knows what he's going to do.
100%. And he's playing everyone else against each other. Like, he's playing the US government. He's playing the made up states of not Israel and not Palestine. And like, you know, and he's playing all of them, using them as pawns in his chess game in order. And this is the thing I loved about it, right? It's still a Lex Luthor plan. So essentially, when it boils it down, all it was a land grab.
That's all.
That's all it was a land grab.
We can all be over here debating with each other. I'm just getting what I need.
He just wanted land. And that's all Lex Luthor, apart from stealing 12 pies, because he's, you know, that's what Lex Luthor did in the comics. But essentially, he wants land. And I thought, when that is revealed in the film, I was sitting there going, that's fucking genius. The whole time. It's
revealed by our complete hero, by the way.
And this is the thing. So there was multiple elements in this movie that were purely character driven that I fucking adored. And it wasn't just Superman. It wasn't just Superman. As you've said, Lois Lane was fucking Lois Lane. She was doing what Lois does from start to finish.
Investigative reporting.
I loved seeing Clark getting frustrated too.
Yeah. So with the interview, from the interview with her and Superman, where he was flitting between Clark and Superman, and she was just constantly just saying, this is what it is, big boy. This is the real world. This is the question. These are the questions you're going to get asked. You've said I could interview you, so these are what I'm asking. And she's not pulling her punches. She's Pulitzer Prize winning reporter Lois Lane. Right down to the bit where that is so comic book accurate that Jimmy Olsen, you look at Jimmy Olsen and go, that dude's not going to get any women. He gets all the women. Jimmy Olsen in the comics is a player. He is a ginger-haired, dweeby-looking, bow-tie-wearing player. He's the only other character outside Batman who has slept with Talia al Ghul.
Wow!
Oh my God,
that's Gideon Gemstone right there.
But this is like, I mean, how many times have you seen men on the internet going, "What the entire fuck is she doing with him?" Because you can't tell women what to like. But Jimmy's little moon face, oh my God.
Betty makes her laugh.
Oh yeah, yeah. Also, I love that Lex is like, he has the money to support imprisoning an ex-partner in a pocket universe alongside like international galactic terrorists.
Yeah.
Like it's not worth the bad press. She can stay in there too.
He goes from like super calculating and super manipulative to being super petty at the same time.
To being
absolutely.
Which is like the core of Lex Luthor, that at the end of the day, he's just a daddy's boy who didn't get told he was loved enough and wasn't told that he was special enough. And I, like Jill said, I love the fact that they cast somebody who failed at auditioning for Superman.
Fantastic.
I thought that alone, that little tidbit in the idea that, like, and Nicholas Hoult is saying this in all the interviews, well, like, I tried to audition for Superman and I failed, so I got Lex Luthor instead, which is like the perfect thing.
Fantastic. And you should really bring that to it. But imagine if they made had an English actor for Superman, that'd be disgraceful. Ooh,
but the whole thing of the way they wove the story, wove the characters, everyone from top to bottom was fantastic. Everyone. Yeah. And then we had the Justice Gang.
Oh my God.
Then we had
the Justice Gang. Mr. Terrific. Holy fucking shit balls. I love
really
him.
Felt every roll die. Like, imagine being in the room with that
Nathan Fillion. As soon as he came on screen, I was like, oh my God, that wig.
I took psychic damage from those bangs.
Who let you leave the house with that hair?
Well, he's delighted though. He's delighted.
Oh, I know.
That's Guy Gardner. That's Guy Gardner.
Oh, I know. But it was just like, it's just when you see it, in the real world, and I fucking loved Hot Girl. I love that actress and seeing her on The Last of Us.
I love that her last name is Merkt.
Oh my God!
Is Isabella Merkt? Right? It's probably not pronounced that way, but that's how it's spelled. MERCED. Merkt.
Okay.
And then Eddie Gathegi, I'm going to butcher this, Eddie Gathegi as Mr. Terrific. He was in X-Men as a character in X-Men First Class, and the character he played in X-Men First Class is a character who was never ever meant to die, could not die, always adapted.
Oh, they fucking killed him, yes.
And they fucking killed him.
Wait, I remember talking about that on the podcast at the time.
Yeah. So he it was one of the biggest uproars about that movie, that he was an X-Men First Class.
Yeah.
And he played that character of Darwin, who adapts to every scenario so he doesn't die, and Kevin Bacon kills him like that. And it goes against everything the character,
like a black guy in a movie. I remember yourself and Darren being so mad about that.
Ridiculous. So he got Eddie Gathegi got some retribution here because he got to play Mr. Terrific, and he was fucking phenomenal.
He was great.
He was so cool.
Central to the story. He was brilliant. I had a fear that we were just going to get the Guy Gardner show, and Hawk Girl and Mr. Terrific were going to be surplus to requirements, but it was. No. I think it was done so well.
It was balanced really well. Yeah,
he would have been impossible if, like, he would have taken over the film in a bad way.
Yeah,
you know, the character is just so much of a knob. And Wayne, anything I know about the Green Lantern is just from you, so I know. But like, I came to our friendship with a lot of Batman lore, but zero Green Lantern lore. And so I think I managed to only see the kind of cool guys from you. So I don't know anything about Guy Gardner. I was so fucking funny.
I know a little.
Yeah, I can give you some backstory on Guy Gardner. So, and it is a little tidbit as well. Nathan Fillion has played more Green Lanterns than anyone else on cinema or TV. He has played Hal Jordan, he's played Kyle Rayner, and he's played Guy Gardner.
Because he voiced the animated show. Yeah,
so the voiced the animated ones as well. So
he's been tipped for it for a long time. Like when they were talking, like post Firefly, when there was whispers of fucking superhero movies and stuff, people were like, "Oh, Fillion has to play," and it's finally on the big screen.
Wayne, don't lose your place, but I have to say this: that is both a handsome man. He's a handsome man, and also in possession of the weirdest fucking face on this planet. Like, it's such a mad face. And when you put those bangs down and he becomes bangs and nose, he looks like an Easter Island statue.
Yeah.
And it's bananas. And then you're like, if I just sweep those bangs up, that's a handsome man. What the fuck is happening here?
He's always worn his hair swept back, or, you know,
hair curtains
at the front,
and he's right.
Hair curtains, exactly.
Yes.
He does not need a solid fringe.
No, he
looked. Do you know what he was giving me? Romulan Tasha Yar with that fucking wig. Jesus Christ!
Amazing.
Sorry.
But yeah, so Guy Gardner as a character. So Guy Gardner was originally meant to be the first. He was in line for being the first Green Lantern. So the story of Hal Jordan is a character called Abin Sur, a Green Lantern, crash lands on Earth and is dying. He sends his ring out to find the next Green Lantern on Earth. And the ring is choosing between Guy Gardner or Hal Jordan.
That's me in 2005. Sorry, what?
It just ends up, it picks Hal Jordan. So, but Guy Gardner could just as well have been the next Green Lantern.
Okay.
And we find the first time we see Guy Gardner in the comics, it's Hal Jordan asks the question, well, if you weren't going to pick me, who are you going to pick? And the Green Lantern ring shows him Guy Gardner. So Hal goes and finds Guy Gardner to befriend him. And they become mates, but Guy Gardner's a nice guy at that point. But then he has some horrible shit happened to him. He was a punching bag in the Green Lantern comics for a long period of time. So much so it gets to a point where he ends up just losing his mind, and he's put into hospital. And the Corps, the Green Lantern Corps, the Guardians bring him back, but his personality is altered, and now he's a dickhead.
Yeah.
But they make him a Green Lantern anyway.
Oh.
But he's a dickhead. And he's an out and out knob. But he's a fantastic Green Lantern.
Right.
Because
is he just very inventive with the ring?
He is. He's also very smart, very clever. But here's the thing about Green Lanterns, and this is a comparison with Superman.
Right.
Green Lanterns are space cops to Superman's fireman.
Yeah.
So the Green Lanterns are the cops. Superman is the fireman.
Right.
They police the law intergalactically across space, whereas Superman saves people and puts out the fires.
Right.
That's how their juxtaposition works. And the people that are generally Green Lanterns have some military aspect, but Guy Gardner's the only one who doesn't. If memory serves correctly, Guy Gardner was a PE teacher.
Oh my God, that tracks. Tracks.
So you have Hal Jordan, who's a test pilot, John Stewart, who's an ex-Marine architect.
Yes.
The only other one then is Kyle. Obviously, you have Kyle Rayner, who is an artist, and then there's two later Green Lanterns. Who names just get one is there's I lost interest in that a while before that because the artist they had drawing Green Lantern turned out to be a fucking scumbag, so I dropped the comic. But it then they started to do some weird stuff with things. So you have here's Alan Scott is obviously the original Green Lantern, but he's a magic ring rather than a willpower ring. Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, John Stewart, Kyle Rayner, Simon Baz, Jessica Cruz, and Joe Moline is the latest one. So Jessica Cruz is a really interesting Green Lantern. She is pretty much an animal activist. Very peace loving, doesn't like to use violence. Simon Baz is the first Muslim Green Lantern, and he does loads of social profiling in racial profiling in his story about him as being as a Green Lantern, so much so he covers his face. He's one of the first Green Lanterns to completely cover his face in a hood, whereas Kyle Rayner jokingly probably covered his face in a car fender because it was like a massive faceplate that he had on. But Guy Gardner was just Guy Gardner. He didn't give a fuck.
Right.
I'm just going around as Guy Gardner. Fuck you. And so
he definitely was in this film.
He just didn't care. He just doesn't care.
No.
And that's the character of Guy Gardner overall. So I think.
So were you excited then? Did you know they were coming out? Because I didn't watch any trailers.
So I saw the first trailer. I only saw one trailer for the movie, and I saw that. I knew that Nathan Fillion was playing Guy Gardner. I saw him in the clip, and I was like, yes, just yes.
Yeah,
that's it perfectly. I thought the only drawback I found from the Justice Gang was I don't think Hawkgirl had enough screen time.
She didn't, and it would have been hard to give it to her. In fairness,
yes,
would have been very hard.
Yes,
you would have had to lose something. So I get it, but
and I mean, we also had. Sorry, 1 second. We also had. I'm just bringing up my different
online lesbians were being very normal about her,
and and understandably so. Because like I mean, there was elements of her character, there was elements overall of how they portrayed her, and she was bang on as well. Every single character in this movie was the perfect personification of their character from the comic book.
Yeah, isn't it lovely?
Yeah. So I think anyone that took umbrage with the way they were characterized either hasn't read a comic in a very long time, or just never,
or hasn't a heart.
And I think the beautiful kind of outpouring of kind of the whole element of punk rock, the new punk rock is empathy. Is just a beautiful thing to see, and I felt that it was fantastic to see it on social media, the outpouring of it. Overall, I think the plot itself was fantastic. I think they utilized a lot of the lore and the MacGuffin of this message from Kal-El's parents about, go and these people are they need your help, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But then the discovery
they're dumb shits.
Yeah, go.
I mean,
Lord over
where's the lie?
Yeah.
I was half expecting them to unveil that at some point as the engineer tampered with the message.
Yes.
But I like the fact that they left it as no, actually that's real.
Oh, that's real.
We're taking that as real, that you were sent to rule over this an
inferior species.
Who knew the Kryptons were more like the Viltrumites?
It makes you wonder, right? This is the one thing I did think about this afterwards when I found out that that's what Jor-El and I think it's Laura Van is his mother's name. If that's what their message is, what the fuck does General Zod have to say?
I know.
You know,
you need to murder him to find out.
Yeah.
I have to say, like, the hokey message of hope, it was so, oh my God, so fucking transferable. Because even if you only just want to see this movie about this intellectual property, respects its intellectual property, and also feels and tastes like a movie, it's a movie going experience. You saw a movie.
Yeah.
And someone who loves movies made this movie, and someone who loves Superman made this movie, and someone who likes fighting with women. That was a really realistic fight, because it was just two people who clearly love each other going, hang on, because so many of them are like that, you know. The real ones are hang on.
I think the chemistry was there amongst everyone across the board. Now, there's one character we haven't talked about who I think was unbelievably integral.
I brought her up as the hero of the movie.
And I thought the way they used Eve Teschmacher in this movie was fucking
so good.
Genius.
Amazing.
Genius.
Because they fucking had me. They had me in her influencer snow clothes.
Yeah.
I was like, Boulabus, I know who this is. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
And I paid zero attention to her after that, because it was such a caricature. And she fucking got me, didn't she? She fucking got me, didn't she? Because she was doing, you know, we have those, it's not just fight or flight. It's fight, flight, or fawn.
Yeah.
If you're in danger, you have an option to reassure the person until you can make a break for it. And how dare you, Jimmy Olsen? Fucking man whore. You can just spend the weekend with her, but I get it. But like that unraveling of that plot was just like.
So for those, I mean, for anyone who hasn't seen it and wants to know what we're talking about, Eve Teschmacher in this movie, obviously a great nod to the Superman character, the original Christopher Reeve's movie Superman character. She is Lex Luthor's girlfriend in this, his current girlfriend in that moment. And from the get-go, you see her in Lex's lair with all the tech bros doing their thing, controlling Ultraman.
Saying all this stuff out loud freely in front of her.
Yeah, doing all this. And she's just absentmindedly in the background, just taking selfies in the section that she's in, with the back shot of Captain Bravia, the Captain Bravia behind him, beating the shit out of Superman, and Superman beating the shit out of him, from a point of view that could only be the kind of the hideout of who's controlling this thing. Then continually taking shots in front of classified information, Lex's secret plan, that Lex obviously has a murder board of everything displayed where everyone can see, because he likes the peacock.
He likes to show off.
And it's
absolutely
beautifully done. And she knows that she has leverage. And she knows that she has a net with Jimmy Olsen. So she plays that, but you don't see it until it's vital, and it's
until
needed.
You're told, until you're allowed to see it. And like Wayne, you're the plot whisperer. You know, you're the twist smeller.
Yeah.
And did you see that coming? Because she was so dismissed.
She was dismissed.
So ignored.
I did see it coming because of the inclusion of the Jimmy Olsen plot. So through feeding that into it, like his link to, like, I have somebody on the inside. And then when they met, so I knew he was going to meet somebody. It couldn't have been anyone else, because there was nobody prominent enough in the story.
Nobody was put forward. So
because everyone else was bowing down, and I did love the fact that they included Otis as well in the story. There was an Otis there as well. So it was like, yes, Mr. Luthor. Like, they had that guy there. He was just a different type of Otis.
Yes.
I did love. The thing is, Gunn managed to put in so many layers in this movie that they had a corrupt megalomaniac who was falsely imprisoning people.
Yeah.
You know, you had the kind of the despot in the Middle East kind of threatening to kill per civilians living their lives in the neighboring country. Like, he linked in so many things in the real world that made it relevant to everyone, to make people sit up and read. And that's what I think a lot of people were kind of like, oh no, it's too real. I was like, there's the thing about it that if you were upset by that movie, but for the right reasons, then obviously empathy sits at your core. If you were upset at that movie for pointing out these things, but not naming it directly, but you realize what it was referencing, but you don't find that offensive, like you don't find those actions offensive, then the problem sits with you. It doesn't sit with the story the movie was telling. But I think overall, the use of character, how the characters used, we also had Metamorpho in there. It was fantastic. It was great.
Oh, is that who that was? God, he was fantastic.
Yeah, again, like you could talk about every character in that film, from the
beautiful
minor,
Wendell Pierce, by the way.
Yes.
Oh my God, love him.
From the minor to the major character, everyone had a moment in that movie that was it needed to be there. There was no waste. There was no fluff. It was a lean 2 hours and some change of a film, and it didn't, like, the beautiful moment where, like, and I've seen so many people, so many podcasters and commentators talk about this as how excellent this piece was. When Metropolis was about to be obliterated and destroyed, and the big boss fight was happening in Metropolis, they spared us a couple of seconds to show the population of Metropolis evacuating.
Get out.
Yeah.
And we had not 1911s, which then Superman, not Clark, Superman made out with Lois on top of the presumably incinerated bodies.
Yeah. So
a bit different.
The phenomenal shot of when Superman catches the building as it falls. It's about to fall on top of a car, and the woman's trying to get her car to move. And
my God, that was...
He pulls away, and the dust clears, and you just see him there, and the music swells. And I come down, that's it. That's it.
There he is.
I had an out wobble for myself.
And the fact that they used the John Williams hook, but then made it their own at the same time, and also the Ken Thorne hook. So there was 2 soundtracks to Superman. The Superman 1 John Williams hook is the Superman hook, but then there's the Ken Thorne one from Superman 2, the Richard Donner one, the Donner cut, where Ken Thorne took the music and adapted it and added some bits to it, but still used the John Williams hook, but added his own that became synonymous with Superman. That people don't realize it wasn't John Williams that wrote that piece.
As someone who has seen John Williams be misappropriated in the last 3 weeks, I watched Jurassic Park Rebirth, and we end up in a clearing, and there's 53,000 dinosaurs walking through it, and none of them are real, and we know they're not. And comes on, I'm like, oh no, you fucking don't. Oh no, you better don't. Oh no, you better don't. And they better did. And they better shouldn't have. It was fucking atrocious. Totally unearned. It was shocking. It was so badly lit. And we're like, we know they're not. Come on now. We know that's a tennis ball on a stick. Leave us alone. And then to see that coming up. But when Pa Kent, I'm going to kick off now again, but when Pa Kent turns around to Clark and says, your parents can't tell you what to do or who to be. And I'll just, because I'm at this point with my younglings where, like, one of them's a real people pleaser, especially his parents. He's always trying to do the right thing for us, to a fault. Now, I'm sure I'll really miss this stage in 2 years when he's telling me to go fuck myself. But I need him to, at some point in his life, realize that I have absolutely, you should be trying to make your grandkids proud and not your parents happy, because they're always going to want you to make conservative choices, that kind of thing. And it got me. I was fucking bawling, and I'm sure my son was like, what? But real wobble. But yeah, the score got me too, Wayne. It really did. And it was again, nobody was taking the piss.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
And nobody was there.
What homage was in that movie was there, and it was done tastefully.
Hamas. Sorry.
Hummus. What? Anything they wanted. Homage. Anything they wanted to pay tribute to, they paid tribute to it, and they did it well.
Yeah.
And I mean, I will say this: the one big twist at the end, I did see coming a fucking mile off.
Which was
Ultraman.
Oh, like, yeah, but
within the first couple of seconds, I was like, well, there's only one person that can go toe to toe with Superman, and that's Superman. So there's Bizarro right there. So he's going to come back out of that black hole, and it's Bizarro. Even at the cocky eye as well at the end of it, like so.
He did.
That's the birth of Bizarro. That's what we're getting right there, which was great to see. And it was nice to see that kind of element to it. And it was so obvious when how did Lex get into the Fortress of Solitude? Well, he had Bizarro with him, so you know.
Yeah, the other thing, go on ahead, Wayne.
Well, it's just Ultraman is bad Superman in an alternate universe. That's the name of the character.
Yeah.
So it was straight up. They didn't. Anyone that read the comics, it's not that I was like, oh, I've cracked the code. Like if you know anything about Superman, you kind of, well, that's a fucking clone. You know, straight away, or else an alternate dimension version of him. So, like, there was not, and the fact that he covered his face the entire time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I liked that line where Metamorpho goes, "Why are you still gross?" I did like that. Yeah. Oh, what a banger.
Yep.
What a lovely film. I'll buy it on Blu-ray when it comes out.
Oh, I'll be getting that shit on Blu-ray. Speaking of Blu-ray, completely moving away from Superman for a second. I went into town today on my lunch break to try and find Sinners on Blu-ray.
It's been released?
Released on Blu-ray. I'm trying to avoid buying it on that fucking place online.
Lads, if you haven't noticed in this episode, Wayne votes with his fucking feet. Don't piss him off.
So, nowhere, it's sold out everywhere on Blu-ray.
Oh, really?
Everywhere. Sold out of Sinners on Blu-ray. Physical media is back, baby.
It's back, baby, because they keep fucking us around. They took Teen Titans Go off Netflix. Rebecca is destroyed.
Oh, yeah, no, that happened with us when My Little Pony Friendship is Magic got whittled down to one season on Netflix. And I was like, well, fuck you. I'm raising that fucking flag.
Clowns.
And, you know, I was like, why is all the RAM gone? And I went off to the internet and I downloaded all of it because fuck that shit. They did the same. There's a fuckload of, when HBO Max became that bastard of a thing, streaming service in the States became a thing where they had specific shows that were just on streaming. They were never shown on terrestrial TV. There was never a DVD release of it. They just butchered the entire catalog and wrote it off as a tax write-off.
Yeah.
And full creators were lost.
Wait, you know, pisses me off. The original 3 Daredevil series were Netflix productions. Made Netflix money. Yeah. That was all Netflix. Yeah. Go on to Disney Plus now. And they're on there because they have the new one. And they've just took the Netflix intro off.
They paid but they paid Netflix for that. Netflix got their money for it.
Yes. But it's erasure.
Disingenuous.
It's you're like, I understand you can't leave the logo on, but I hate that you took it off.
Equally, though, it annoys me when Netflix touts something as a Netflix original, and you're
Arrested Development. Arrested Development is a Netflix original.
It is me who.
Sorry, I've completely missed the window there to make an erasure reference, but anyway.
No, you haven't. I'll give you just a little respect on this one. I picked a fucking cover version. I'm atrocious.
Doesn't matter.
You know, sometimes, Wayne,
the
bit is better than the core content.
And we're back.
There we go. Thank God for Erasure, because Depeche Mode got better when Vince Clarke left. Sorry.
Peter Gabriel was bitch posting during the week. Like, I think he was shady posting
about
Genesis.
Oh, really?
Well, that's
there was a post.
He's always done that.
I know, but you're kind of like, you just presume you're gonna get older and wiser, and he's just like, look at these saps.
No, they don't. Listen,
it was just an innocent post that Genesis made about this day 30 years ago or whatever. Oh,
we did a
it's probably
thing.
40.
It's probably close to 50, Kim. It's probably 50 years ago.
Yeah, the 70s were 50 years ago.
No, it's not the 70s Genesis. It's the Invisible Touch Genesis. So whoa. I seem to have an invisible touch to the brain. Anyway, it was just a post about this day, whatever, Genesis started their Invisible Touch tour. And like Peter Gabriel just quote tweeted it with a like, what, bitch, what? Say it. Spit it out.
I don't know. He's probably referencing the Epstein list or something. That name.
Oh my God.
Yeah, invisible touch.
I could just, it's just so funny to me to think about Peter Gabriel being in the band that made, Jesus, He Knows Me, or I Can't Dance, or it's just so funny to me. Imagine him like in the video.
I mean, I remember listening and watching the videos on YouTube of Peter Gabriel phase.
Yeah.
And it is very much Peter Gabriel. You're kind of going,
yeah,
all right, well, there it is. That's him. It's like weird shit. And he has a flower for a head and all this type of stuff. Like, you know,
yeah,
like it is. And then he left and they were like, right, lads, let's be goofballs. And they were goofballs for a long time, you know?
It worked for me.
Yeah. No, it's perfectly
worked
fine.
on me, but I was 6.
I know. I think,
to 12.
Genesis have some bangers, like, you know.
They did. They really did. They really did. There's oh fuck.
Well,
no. Oh, fucking Pazuzu played Jesus He Knows Me. Because of course he did. Of course he did. Could have been either of them. I don't know which one of them did.
Yeah.
But yeah. Wayne, when Sir James Paul McCartney eventually dies, I will probably have to go on sick leave from work for a week.
Okay.
What's your one?
Oh, John Carpenter.
Right.
Which is probably sooner than
really.
Well, I don't know. Maybe
he's younger. John Carpenter's younger, isn't he?
John Carpenter has that whole Lopan thing going on. He actually looks more and more like Lopan as the years go on. So he's probably found a girl with green eyes at some stage in LA.
Right.
And they're just sitting playing video games and smoking weed together. You know,
yeah.
If he's not playing synth music. But I did see a photograph of JC and Lopan next to each other, and it's like you could just
indistinguishable.
Unreal. Like,
what about you, Jill? Which will be
Robert Smith?
Oh yeah. Well, you've got ages to wait. He's a young fella.
He's 62.
Yeah. And he's cheeky chappy. He's a cheeky chappy.
Yeah, but I don't want to fucking jinx it because some of them get hit out of left field as well. We thought we'd have Bowie forever.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's the one that I'm going to actually have to take a wee sabbatical just so that I can compose myself.
Yeah, that's like it's hopefully big end of an era.
Hopefully it's at least 20 years away.
Yeah.
What else have you seen any other cool movies or shows or anything recently?
I've watched the first 3 episodes of Strange New Worlds season 3. And
guys, you were talking about Strange New Worlds in the pub last time, and when you say Strange New Worlds, my brain puts the imagery of Upper Decks in my head. So I'm like, oh, the cartoons are that's nice. Lower decks.
Unfortunately.
And then like I conjured up pictures of the cartoon, and then I was like on social media the next day and Strange New Worlds and footage from that. I'm like, oh, you dipshit. You did it again.
Kim, one of your favorite people was in the second episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rhys Darby.
Rhys Darby.
Yeah.
Celebrated New Zealand actor Rhys Darby. I love him. I love him too.
And with his episode, they confirmed the link that has only been confirmed before in the books, novels that were never really considered canon. But essentially, Rhys Darby's character, he
Spoilers.
Yeah. Okay. Spoilers. These are the first 3 episodes of Stranger World. The first 2 episodes came out last Thursday, and then the third episode dropped yesterday. So, back in the original series of Trek, there was a character, and I've already forgotten the character type. Trelane. So Trelane was.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Trelane was a kind of an ethereal imp type character. He was dressed like Liberace.
Serious.
He dressed like Liberace. He had the hair of Liberace, but he was.
I love it.
He played tricks on the crew of the.
Yeah, beautiful frock coat, Kim. Yeah, beautiful.
Oh, I love a frock coat.
I know.
So, like Kirk and Spock originally had to mess around with him. They figured out he was like kind of an intergalactic trickster, and then they went about their day. Fast forward then to the Next Generation, and you have John Delancey playing Q. And there's a great interview with John Delancey because he never got to ask Gene Roddenberry this, but he was very aware of the Trelane character, and he wanted to know whether Q was a literal continuance of the Trelane character, because they were very similar in the way they do things. Like, this kind of like godlike being, but essentially is a playful imp who just plays tricks on people. Yeah, with great powers. And then in the Strange New Worlds, which is set before Kirk's time, it's Pike's Enterprise, which is before Kirk. With a young Spock. Rhys Darby essentially plays a young Trelane-esque character with the exact same outfit. And right at the end of the episode, an entity turns up to bring him home because it turns out he's only a child. And the entity is just a ball of light, and it's voiced by John Delancey, who is Q.
Oh, that's cute.
Tie it all up.
It was.
Yeah, it was very, very cool.
Oh, that's nice.
It was beautifully. It was a gorgeous looking episode that Rhys was in, and I saw a video. Liam found it, and it's Nurse Chapel and Spock, and our lad Corby, all gushing over the fact that Rhys Darby was in the episode, because they were like, he's so funny, he's so charming, he's so this, he's so that. It was so much fun. It was really cool that he got to play this character. The costume designer, it has a few words, and she's talking about how Trelane's original coat is like a prized possession in the vaults. Wow. And she said we modeled Rhys's coat on that. She said, but the designs on Rhys's coat are like
coat, boy.
They're I think they're 3D printed. The kind of gold that goes down the front. And she said we wanted it to have the same kind of opulent feel. I just love the fact that as well, the character that he was playing. So you saw him as Rhys, obviously on camera, but when he looked in his reflection, he looked different. So in one of his reflections, he was Andorian, and I'm like, and shows up first as the bartender, and then the wedding planner. And I think in the credits for the episode, he's not credited as Trelane; he's credited as the wedding planner.
Yes.
So it's only since then that it's transpired and it's come out. They've confirmed, yes, that's essentially who he was. And then, with Delancey showing up and confirming he's only a child of 8,000 years, 8,000 of your years. And he goes full pouty teenager once Delancey's voice comes in and the glowing ball of light that he is, but it's done really, really well. And it's very much kind of like what we were saying with Superman. You can tell, and it's been further confirmed with the behind the scenes stuff. They all had fun making that episode.
Yeah.
And it was nice to see young Killian O'Sullivan. I hope they bring him back. I assume they are going to bring him back in later episodes.
Corby's going to be back in later episodes, yeah.
Yeah, because he wasn't in the third one, but I suppose that makes sense because he's supposed to be that research doctor that Nurse Chapel was working with. But yeah, I love that show. It's so good.
It's great.
Everybody's so good, and it's so funny. Whenever we're watching it, and somebody will say something, and it's like, yeah, because it's Ortegas and she flies the ship, or it's blah 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 Uhura, or what's her name?
Lahan.
Oh, it's gonna Lahan. And Liam would turn to me and he's like, see, I know the characters' names. See, Discovery couldn't do that for fucking 5 seasons.
5 seasons, they couldn't give any of the characters' names.
I finished it. Really? I slogged through the last season. I did it for book. It was hard going. Whereas Strange New Worlds is just basically live action Lower Decks. It's got the same vibes, not full on comedy in the way that Lower Decks was, but it's definitely, those two are the most Trek of all the new Trek.
Yes.
And 3 episodes into the new season, and I'm like already getting anxious that we've a limited run of episodes. I'm like, it's going to end in a few weeks.
It's 10 episodes a season, but they use their time well. They tell the story well. The season, I rewatched the season finale from season 2 ahead of the release. So Hegemony parts 1 and 2. So part 1 was the season finale of season 2, and then Hegemony part 2 was season 3's premiere. Honest to God, the 2 of them back to back, it is an amazing Star Trek film.
Yeah.
With a villain that we don't really see enough of, the Gorn. Obviously, they've turned him into more of a xenomorph type of a thing.
Yeah.
In this, they have retconned a few pieces here and there. But for the most part, they've stuck to a lot of the Trek lore. Like the character of Roger Corby was from the original, like the Chapel storyline as it continues on in Strange New Worlds into what it will eventually be the original series, and her and Spock's relationship and why their relationship is in the original series. It gets to that if they've been greenlit now for the next 2 seasons, and that's it.
Right.
They're doing the 5-year mission, and that's what they're doing. So it will eventually lead up to the point where Pike is gone and the Enterprise is handed over to Kirk.
Yeah.
Who we have seen periodically in
Strange New Worlds. Met him in Strange New Worlds
as Lieutenant Kirk, and he is in the next episode. I think that there was skepticism about certain characteristics of certain characters, like Noonien Singh was being brought in. There was a character related to Khan Noonien Singh that was being brought in, but I think they've handled that really, really well. They've even addressed the Khan storyline, which was a really good time travel storyline that they used. That involved her and involved an infant Khan Noonien Singh, or even a child Khan Noonien Singh. Overall, they've handled the storytelling extremely well. They've handled the characters extremely well, and they've built up, because this whole show came about because that they were the best thing. So the characters of Pike, number 1, and Spock turned up in season 2 of Discovery, and they were so well received that the fan base were like, give us them.
Give us that.
We don't want this. We want that.
Right.
So much so that
sometimes the fans are right.
So much so that they went off and were like, okay, we'll give you this. And then at the end of, I think it's end of season 2 or season 3, I cannot remember with Discovery. It could be the end of season 3, where the Discovery gets
shot into the future. Yeah. Right? It's the end of season 3, I think. I think they have 2 seasons in the future.
Yeah. So the end of season 3 is where the separation of Pike, Spock, and number 1 happens from Discovery, and the whole point of it is it's really fun. I thought it was so funny, and it was a little bit of a meta moment to it. Discovery fucks off to the future, but then the crew of the Enterprise will make a pact that they will never talk about them ever again. So essentially, you see them getting interviewed by Starfleet, going, "What happens? Like we're not going to talk about them ever again.
Yeah,
we will not talk about the show Discovery ever again." So it's never ever mentioned in any other iteration of Star Trek. They just have their own thing. But and it was true until today when I saw. So they had announced Starfleet Academy, right? And I didn't really know much about it. I'd heard a few bits and bobs. I hadn't really been following what it was going to be until today when I saw screenshots. And Starfleet Academy is set after Discovery,
which means Tilly's going to be in it, because she, in the last season of Discovery, or I fucking hope so, because she's a great character and a great actress. Yeah. She leaves the ship. She leaves Discovery to go and train the cadets in Academy.
Yeah. So the shots that I've seen of it has some characters from Discovery in it. Like tertiary characters. So hopefully they give them fucking names this time. And then you have the...
Do they really not name the characters?
They do, but they don't reference them enough that it embeds it in your brain. Like I can visualize who is on the bridge on that ship.
But you can't name them.
But I can't name them beyond Saru and Burnham.
And Tilly.
Yeah.
And they had some great characters who had some really good looks and feels to them, and they had some good moments, but I couldn't tell you what their fucking names are.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
They had some really good actors in the show. They had a really good opportunity to make that a really good Star Trek show and modernize it. It looked amazing. It looked
yous were hopeful.
amazing.
I remember yous were hopeful.
And it only premiered like around this time a couple of years ago, because I remember my memories on social media were telling me like, here's the trailer for, you watched the trailer for Discovery so many years ago at this point, and I look back on my post and going, wow, this looks great, I'm excited. But then it happened, and then we had we had fucking Michelle Yeoh, Georgia, Captain. Like, I even forgotten her fucking name, because they bastardized that character as well.
Giorgio.
And made fucking the abomination that is Section 31, which is the biggest pile of shit that ever come out of Trek. It makes Star Trek The Final Frontier looks like fucking Hamlet, you know?
Oh, wow.
It's fucking terrible. It's so bad. And they keep pushing, Paramount keep pushing it because they put so much money into it. They keep pushing it. And
is Trek going to be affected by the shit that Paramount are up to at the moment? Their merger.
I don't know, because Trek makes money for them, and they've already signed up and agreed contracts for the final 2 seasons of Strange New Worlds.
Right, and everyone associates Star Trek now with Paramount Plus. Yeah. They did that branding well.
They did, and the thing about it is that they have the next 2 seasons of Strange New Worlds. They've got Starfleet Academy. Let's see how long that lasts for. It may not last that long if it's shite. But you know what the kicker is, and I saw people posting about this online the other day. When it comes to Trek, they're still promoting Lower Decks after they cancelled it. So
it's cancelled.
Yeah. They cancelled Lower Decks after the last season. It's done and dusted. They gave it a send off.
They did.
And the thing about it is, though, they set it up where they go off on an adventure, and it's the characters are still there. They could pick it up and it'll be another show. It'll keep going, but they cancelled it. But now they're still San Diego Comic-Con is on this week.
Right.
And there's a fuck ton of promotion.
They're still sending them.
There's a fuck ton of promotional stuff there for Lower Decks. Now, they're not sending the actors, they're not sending the people.
Right.
But
so
the
be undignified
merchandise continuation of the show, comic books, like figures, all this type of stuff.
Right.
It's all still being promoted, and new stuff is coming out based on that property that they cancelled. Which to me is like, what the fuck? It's like literally milking the show.
Netflix keeps recommending Chaos to me.
Jesus.
My winesmith is here. Thank you, boy.
Hi, Brad.
I'd laugh if it was Pat. Hi, mommy, here's your wine.
We're not there. Yeah, we're not doing all that.
But yeah, no, the first three episodes of Strange New Worlds, really enjoyable. The first one, the follow up to Hegemony Part 2 was fantastic. Really good, high stakes, looked amazing. The second episode was a nice light comedy filled, which they do comedy really well in this show. Stranger Worlds really handles comedy well. The third one, it kind of dropped a wee bit, but then picked itself up towards the end because they did zombies.
Yes.
They did zombies in it. And it's kind of like...
Don't say the word.
Don't say the word. They do the whole thing. Don't say the word.
Don't say the word.
Why can't I say it? Because it's stupid.
Yeah, no, and that is the kind of the way. That's the
way kind of Umbega.
Umbega is one of my all-time favorite Trek characters. He is fucking fantastic.
Yeah,
portrayed amazingly well. He's so in depth.
That line in that episode where that fucking Klingon bitch is after him, and he was like, do you not recognize my face? Do you not recognize me? Do you not see my father in me? And he's like, I've killed so many Klingons.
Yeah.
No, I don't. And I'm like, oh, he's gonna fuck her up.
It had that level of Thanos, and was like, I don't know who you are. I don't recognize you. But so Dr. Mbega is played by, and I'm going to butcher his surname here.
Go for it.
Alu San Mokun is his surname. And it was real funny because I had a Dune flashback because he's in Dune 1, and in Strange New Worlds he has a knife fight with the wrap tied to his arm, which are one, the Klingon, and in Dune he did the exact same thing with Paul Atreides, but he lost in Dune. He's such a good actor. He's so visceral. He's so kind of present, and he just is engaging. And I think he's a striking looking man. There's something about him. He's just unbelievably.
Talking about striking looking actors that are underused. I got to see Mahershala Ali, Oscar winner Mahershala Ali, in just the worst film. God bless it. It was a film, though. That new Jurassic Park film was certainly a motion picture. But they had Mahershala Ali sitting there being, I'm just I'm just one more job, and then I'm out to go. Oh my God! Because of this, my partner got killed. Oh my! It was actually laughable, Wayne. It's an absolute romp. It's so stupid, and but where, like, are they doing that Blade film, or do I have to go over and like threaten somebody?
No, it's not happening. No. They cancel it.
But no, I heard they cancelled it. But I heard last week that someone was still talking about it. No, last I heard it was done. And that it reiterates. Yeah, I remember that. That was about a year ago.
It reiterates the whole Wesley Snipes and Deadpool and Wolverine, where he says there's only one motherfucking Blade, and like that was the joke in that movie.
Right,
it's like he was ever going to be the only one Blade. Although there was a Blade TV series and it wasn't him. But anyway, yeah. So as far as I know, that movie said. But Jurassic Park, I'm a Jurassic Park mark, and I didn't even want to go see that movie.
No, you're grand. The one thing I will say that would be, I'm saying, Wayne, it would be lost on you. But Gareth Evans, for some reason, just shot Jonathan Bailey like he was shooting an M&S ad for food, and Jonathan Bailey was a bowl of ice cream. And I'm like, who do I have to write my thank you letter to? Is it
apparently
the wardrobe department?
But I think that's how everyone sees Jonathan Bailey, though, isn't it?
Isn't Jonathan Bailey one of the brothers from Bridgerton?
Yes.
Yeah, he's the brother from Anthony.
The brother.
He was in Wicked. He played.
I haven't seen Wicked.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you got to see Wicked. So, like, yeah, but he's hiding his light under a bushel in that they're Bridgerton, because he doesn't do any mad dancing. But like, when I tell you guys, it's like lush, high production 80s porno with a storyline, like the way they shoot him, with like firelight glowing on his face and stuff.
Isn't that how? I think that's in his contract. That's how he should be filmed.
Good. But we've seen him play unflattering characters, like in Michaela Cole's series. Like, he's an absolute dickhead in that. I'll get like he's disturbed in that. But every shot is like he's in a museum during the day, in a closed museum, talking to Scarlett Johansson, who he does not know, and some pharma douche who he does not know. So there's no reason for him to be radiating and shining. And there's just a camera is just like he's just like putting a dinosaur away, and he's like, I swear to God, I just can't describe how much that camera loves that ridiculous, stupid. Like he's the, the way your Jurassic Park crews have a dinosaur nerd. It's important for science, but really for money guy. And then you have some innocent fucking bystanders. Like, he's supposed to be the dinosaur wonk that tells them what this species does and how to survive an encounter. When I tell you this bitch says nothing useful ever the entire time they're on the mission, it's like they forgot that was his job and he's just having a nice time. It's very stupid, but lads, if it's on,
that would probably be me if I was on a Jurassic Park island. I'd be there to give the facts, but I'd be having too much fun.
Wayne, I have to say, it is, to my mind, there was a Jurassic Park movie, one, and my horror at seeing the other two back in the day. Like I haven't revisited them. I've seen them once each, 2 and 3. And I never went near Jurassic World because I reckon it wasn't for me. Like it's not for me. As someone who was lucky enough to see Jurassic Park at 11, and then when I was cycling down the road from my house to go check the cattle that night, I saw a dinosaur on the horizon in Killincare, County Cavan. Like I saw one. There was one there. I saw one. That's what the film did to me. And like I reckon the Jurassic World movies were for someone else, and they people enjoy them or whatever. This thing, if you have just a mild hangover and it's on streaming, it's just a fucking ball. It's so stupid. It's brain dead. None of the logic follows from scene to scene, but it's grand. Like it's grand. It's grand. The dinosaurs are all wrong. It's fine. It's grand. It's grand. But mainly it's just like, oh my God.
Are the dinosaurs factually wrong? Would I have a problem with this?
They've been like the premise is that they've been mutated. Like they've been.
Oh, so the idea. Gareth Evans just got to make the sequel to Kong Island. Is that all it is?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the same one with ScarJo in it.
Yeah. She's great. She's great in it. Her character is great.
Well, she's been dying to play. She's been dying to act in a Jurassic Park movie apparently all her life.
Well, she did it. She did her part absolutely perfect. And the douche bro was very douche bro. She could be, yeah. Okay. And I'd say there was plenty of money thrown at her, and she earned every penny of it. She's a scrumdiddlyumptious in it too. Let's be honest. There's our token lesbian does not make it, unfortunately.
Well, the last Jurassic Park, Jurassic World movie.
The they-thems don't do very well in these things.
No. Well, I mean, the dinosaurs are meant to be the they-thems for everyone because they're all. That's essentially the way it works. They've all got that cross-gender piece going on with them.
Sorry, Wayne. The premise is that these islands, and you'll have to remind me. I presume everyone was told to stop going to these fucking islands.
They're meant to be quarantined.
And they are, and they still are. But there's, as usual, when something's not allowed and there's a few quid in it, you can get pirates and you get a lift with some lad. But but the idea is that the park wasn't interesting enough, so they thought they thought like 30 years ago that they needed like to crossbreed to make. But I think they did that in Jurassic World, didn't they? They were making.
They did, yeah. So in the last.
What's the word I'm looking for? Hybrids,
yeah. So exponentially, as the Jurassic World movies went on, they upped the stakes by making more and more mutated dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But in the last one, they brought back the OGs. So they brought back Alan Grant and Ellie Sadler, and they brought back Malcolm. But even at that, the film was fucking terrible. Like,
I didn't see that one.
Film was garbage. Like Sam Neill was laughing all the way back to his farm in New Zealand because he got paid a check and he fucked off. I'm sure it was everyone else, but it was meant to be the be all and end all of Jurassic World movies. But
this one is starting again, and I mean it's just like, okay, so do you remember there were animatronics? And do you remember when you really felt something? Do you remember it really stirred something in you?
That music is meant
So
to
we're
stir.
not
That music
doing-
just stirs a generation.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
so we're not doing that.
Oh God.
So I'm going to need you to get on board for this low stakes Indiana Jones movie. Is that okay? Yeah, okay, yeah. But it's like, it's just like jungle adventure. Yeah, it's Kong Islands. Like, yeah. But look, Gareth Evans, booked and blessed.
Don't get
We
me
love
wrong.
that for
Kong
Welshmen.
Island is fucking amazing. So, you know,
Yeah.
that series of Zilla movies and Kong movies are fucking top tier.
They're a bit of crack.
They're amazing.
Wayne,
Honest to
I
God.
don't want to derail you. Obviously, I would never do that. And feel free to put this in a DM. But my son is 11, and the other day we were in a Pop Mart kind of shop with imports, and he saw a €50 fully licensed Mecha Godzilla set. Only €50, and it's got 2,500 pieces in it. Making Mecha Godzilla, and it's come to my attention, and please do not report me to the guards or the social. But my son has not seen a single Godzilla property of any kind. I think he'd be interested. Where would you start?
Okay, so with Pat being Pat,
yeah, he loves a little bit of smickety smack action.
Okay, so don't go with the first new Godzilla film. The Godzilla
Not the
film,
Gareth Evans one.
not the
Not
very,
minus
very,
one.
not the one, not minus one. Definitely not minus
No.
one. Dear Lord, you will traumatize the poor child more. But
sorry, that's the most recent one. Yeah.
minus one is a masterpiece, but it will.
He's too young.
Too young.
Yeah.
So the American Godzilla films, right, that lead into the Kong movies, that then lead into,
not the 1998 one.
all right. Well, no, that's enough Jamiroquai for everyone, I think.
The ones with what's her face 11.
Yeah. So the one with Millie Bobby Brown in it, that one. Skip the Aaron Taylor Johnson, Bryan Cranston one. It's a great movie, but he'd be bored off his face.
Right. Okay.
Whereas
is that the one with Godzilla without Godzilla? That was Gareth Evans, wasn't it?
Godzilla's in it, but it's like Victorian Godzilla. You just see the ankle. So
yeah, gotcha.
You know what I mean? So, but it's still a great Godzilla film. I love that movie. It's really well done, really well put together. It's just a shame it's got Aaron Taylor Johnson in it, and Bryan Cranston dies in the first 5 minutes. But
oh no, I'm glad you told me that. That'd fucking piss me off.
Yeah, and but the screen time that he has is peak. But the ones after that, they build up to what eventually becomes the Monarch universe
series.
Yeah, so but
I really liked that series.
It's great. No, it's that whole I think it's one of the most undersung, well realized worlds that we have in modern cinema.
Yeah,
but so that Godzilla film leads into Kong Island, which then leads into King of Monsters, which is fucking unreal.
Right.
Yeah,
and then you have Kong versus Zilla, and then you have Kong versus Zilla New Empire, which I have to say I adored. It's a batshit bananas popcorn movie with Dan Stevens living his best fucking life.
Oh, I love that man.
I love that man. We're currently watching Legion because Liam has never seen it.
And then again, that's another undersung property. So I think
would that one be 2014, Wayne, the first one that you mentioned with Millie Bobby Brown? That's too long ago. Is she a child in it? Yeah.
It's not 2014 is the other one. It's the Aaron Taylor Johnson one. That's when the Millie Bobby Brown one comes after that. 1 second now. I feel I need to IMDb the bollocks out of this now. Just to be accurate, because I hate for my Zilla knowledge to be accurate. Yes. So the Godzilla also never. So also, if you're going to go with Japanese Godzillas, don't show him -1 and don't show him Shin Godzilla.
Okay.
Don't show him Shin Godzilla. It would warp his fragile little mind.
Okay.
It's made by the same person who made Evangelion, and my God.
Okay.
So we're looking at
sounds class.
Yeah. So Godzilla King of Monsters is 2019. So let me 1 second.
Oh, 2019. Okay.
So
it's none of it's available on any of my 9 streaming services. These assholes.
I mean, look, if it was the olden days, I'd say I have upstairs, but it's yeah. I'm actually wondering if the first one is Godzilla King of Monsters. trying to remember now because there's been so many.
Yeah.
I think it
Yeah,
is.
2019 it is. Yeah, I think so.
So Godzilla King of Monsters, start with that.
Yeah.
So I actually think it's Kong, Godzilla King of Monsters, Godzilla versus Kong, Godzilla Kong New Empire. That's the set of movies you watch.
Okay.
And they're a rollicking good time. King of Monsters is amazing. I saw it in IMAX. And my God. It was so much fun. Me and Doc just sitting there like children. The best fucking time.
Amazing. Kong, King of Monsters, Godzilla versus Kong. I'm gonna be at IMAX. I finally saw something I want to see in IMAX. Spinal Tap is coming out in September. The new Spinal Tap movie is coming out.
I want to see it.
Oh, can we go together?
Oh yeah. Let's have a Pubcast date for Spinal Tap.
Well, hang on a second.
We should watch the original before we go.
That's the movie.
Just recite it off to you from the beginning of the. Yes, I want to see how big their bulges go.
Okay.
Are they still recording in Dublin?
Yeah, I think it's in Dublin. Yeah.
I'm just like I'm baffled by the fact that Spinal Tap, the Spinal Tap sequel, is the movie you want to see in IMAX.
Yeah.
When the likes of Superman.
I just saw Superman, and Jurassic Park. I'm like, nope. Yeah,
she's a unique one, Kimbo.
I just couldn't be more excited. And I actually it's one of the few fucking questions I can answer in my life in like one go. Because I equivocate so much and when you ask me anything, you may notice, listeners, there's a bit of bloviating goes on. If someone says, what's your favorite film? I'm like, this Spinal Tap.
So you start Pat off with Kong Skull Island, which is a cracking film.
Kong Skull Island.
Right?
Yeah.
Then Godzilla King of Monsters. Then Godzilla versus Kong. Then Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. Right?
I'm going to have so much fun at this.
It's ridiculous fun. And it's all one universe. And there is a new one coming out in 2027, and it's called Godzilla X Kong Supernova.
Ooh.
So I'm looking forward to this one.
I have started introducing the concept of, and I think we should do it in all of our households, instead of saying God bless you when somebody sneezes.
Yeah.
Godzilla. It's non-denominational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it promotes the King of the Monsters.
It does. But are you not the full phrase was God bless you and save me, during the plague. But, Gesundheit is health. Like, I hope that wasn't something disgusting. Are we not wishing Godzilla's spirit to enter all of our orifices?
No, it's like a ward off.
Right.
It's like you say it so he doesn't come.
But Godzilla
he's widely thought to be a good guy, though. Right?
No, Godzilla is the whole point of Godzilla is that they fight the unnatural balance in the world. So whenever nature is unbalanced, Godzilla will appear and reenact balance.
God, we could fucking use him right now.
Oh yeah. And here's the thing, right? And I've long had this understanding of back and forth of Godzilla is more than likely like the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, where they kind of transition between genders as they grow, because there are iterations of Godzilla where they're having babies, and there are iterations of Godzilla where they aren't. Or
the one that I met in Japan had babies. Yeah. We had to shoot.
Yeah.
What?
So there are.
Oh yeah, there was a whole obstacle course. You had to shoot eggs and then zip line into Godzilla's face.
Yeah. So the Japanese version of Godzilla is a wee bit different to the American version of Godzilla. The Japanese version of Godzilla, you're fighting the threat of nuclear war. The American version of Godzilla, it's like stompy nuclear blasty. That type of thing. It's that level of thing. But it is also a reaction to the imbalance of the world, because nuclear war is a man-made reaction to unbalance the world. And Godzilla is the reaction.
Is a leveler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's the beauty of it. It's whittles it down. So, do you want to hear the cast for Godzilla X Kong Supernova? It's
Yes,
a doozy.
please.
It's a doozy.
Is it Dan Stevens?
Dan Stevens is back.
Thank you.
He's coming
Thank
back
you.
as Trapper, who
Beautiful
is,
Matthew
honest to God,
Crawley.
if I was to be in a Godzilla film, it would be as the character of Trapper is me in a Godzilla movie.
A second character called Trapper that I want to ride.
There you go.
Trapper John from MASH is the first one.
Delroy
Played by
Lindo.
Elliot Gould. Yeah.
Delroy Lindo.
Delroy Lindo.
Ooh, love him.
Matthew Modine.
Oh my
Holy
God.
shit.
Damn Neil.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Jack O'Connell.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's on a big one right now.
Caitlin
Caitlin
Dever.
Dever. Oh my God. Yeah. Love her.
Oh, love her.
And
From
Alicia.
Dopesick.
Yeah, Alicia Debnam Carey is also in it as well. So that's the main cast.
She went to RADA.
The main cast of Godzilla X Kong Supernova. So, like, the Kongzilla movies get exponentially more crazed and batshit bananas as they go along, but they own it.
I'm here for it.
Live in that world, and it is pure popcorn. Popcorn, and it is amazing.
We love that.
Yeah, it is so good, and I will be there day one when Supernova comes out, because I was there day one for every single iteration of this franchise.
Fantastic.
Because it is good.
Oh, Wayne, I'm so
fucking
jealous
shit.
of you that you've got a cinema in walking distance. Oh my gosh, such a rigmarole for me to get out.
It's beautiful being able to just walk around the corner. That's where I saw Superman as well in a good screen. Actually, there was a fair few bodies in there. It was the main screen in the Odeon in Coolock, and I did look out in that regard.
And myself and Pat were it was one of the few times where I would never go to cinema without booking tickets first, because I have anxiety about that. But I was kind of being loosey-goosey with it because of the time of the day it was. Me and him show up, and the only seats left are in the front, and it's quite a small room. So it was lovely and intimate. We were like, and it honestly added to the experience. You're just like daunted by it so
in your
much.
face.
Yeah, I remember being in that seat for Titanic, and I thought my head was going to fall off because that shit's
also
long.
in the front row for Titanic. There were a row of 10 girls crying.
Yeah. I had as I was leaving, and it was in Cineworld. Does that make sense? 1998.
Yeah, it would have been Virgin Media cinemas back then.
Yeah, but was I in Dublin at that point? No, I don't think I was. I would have gone to Dublin to see it. I would have gone to a good big screen. So I was leaving, and I ran into some girls from school, and they were like, "Were you not crying?" They were challenging me because my face wasn't like red. And that was interesting. I appreciated the spectacle of that more than the emotion of that. The emotion was a bit hokey. But when I left fucking Superman, I walked out and my big puffy pink face like a dickhead.
There were moments where I was just like,
they absolutely kicked me in the parent nards.
I need to see it again in the cinema. I want to go see it on a big screen.
Yeah.
I'll try and find the time over the next couple of weeks and see. Irene still hasn't seen it, so
she'd love it.
She will.
I think she'd really enjoy it.
It was so nice because I arrived home. Irene knew how much I wanted to see it. She's like, just go and see it. Like, I'll stay here, go and see it. So I went on a Monday after work. I finished where I was working at home. I walked around the corner. I went to see it. And the only thing, the reaction wasn't the same, but the only thing I can equate it to after all this time, do you remember in Fanboys, when the guy who's dying of cancer gets to go to Skywalker Ranch and watch The Phantom Menace? And he walks down onto the porch at the end, and they all look at him, and he just has this content face. That was Irene. I walked up to Irene. She was in the garden with Amelia. They'd only just arrived home, getting out of the car. And I walked up, and she goes, "Well," I was like, "Yep." And she goes,
"Oh, that's nice.
Okay, that's fine," because she knew how much I wanted it to be good.
Yeah.
And just and it's been a balm over the last couple of weeks with all.
Yeah, just don't take the piss out of me was what most people were, and the fact that it excelled so much beyond.
It has, it's second week at number one across the world in the cinema.
Fantastic.
And I think the overall message is resonating across everything.
Yeah.
And for anyone that gives a fuck.
Even if you're an absolute dumb shit, it's just a good film.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're devoid of any brain, it's still very enjoyable to watch.
And you know what I loved about one of the things I loved about it, as me being me, the color palette of the entire movie was
so bright and lovely.
It was bright, it was colorful, the blues, the reds, the golds, and it was the first time Superman had the S on the back of the cape since Superman 4: Quest for Peace.
Wow!
Oh shit! Yeah.
Because normally it's too hard to animate.
Yeah. It would be all that billowing.
Yeah. So no,
I want to say that Wayne, I think you understand when I'm dismissing the Superman movies out of hand. You know, I'm not dismissing Superman 78 and the Donner cut. You know, I'm not.
Sure. Yeah.
And you know how much I appreciate what Christopher Reeve did. And before it became like Canon Films, just became an absolute coke bathhouse.
Although I will say Superman 3 gave a lot of my generation the biggest fucking nightmare ever when your one got sucked into that supercomputer and got turned into a robot. The main villain, Robert Vaughn's sister in the movie, gets sucked into the supercomputer that Richard Pryor had built. But she gets sucked in and gets turned into this silver-eyed android. And then it gets set upon them. And there's just the whole sequence at stop motion. It's fantastic. It's pure horror, body horror.
I forgot about all that.
It's embedded in my core as body horror, because it is. And you just see her literally get assimilated. It's like the first Borg that ever got created, where all these plates are mapped onto her face and her eyes milk over silver. And then she just comes out and starts shooting laser beams out of her finger. It's just pure. And the weird thing is, that is in line with what James Gunn does as a trauma horror.
Yeah. Do
you know what I mean? So that wouldn't be out of place in one of his films. And yet that is one of the key moments for any Superman fan of my generation who saw that film in the cinema, which I did. That and Quest for Peace I saw in the cinema. Because I was too young to see the first two in the cinema.
Yes. Just born, I think, for one of them.
Just born for the first one. My ship just landed from Krypton as that film came out. But no, look, like, not to completely overrule this entire podcast with Superman stuff, there was a sense of relief, there was a sense of joy, and there was a serious sense of hope that film now exists.
And we're such suckers for a wee bit of hope, like,
right now we are,
yeah. For in both, like, geopolitically and also cinematically, you hope that they can still make a big-hearted feature.
Yeah,
and they did. Fantastic. Boolabus.
Boolabus. Well done, Seamus.
He's Seamus, is he? We're having him, are we?
Yeah, I think we should adopt him.
Yeah.
I think we should claim him. I think listen, I think he'd be behind it. We'll take all the American refugee celebrities as they exit the United States.
Yeah.
Rosie started it. We'll take
Matt Damon's already been the 40-foot. He's allowed just.
Look, I think we're a safe haven for a lot of people, and so.
Lads, the worst people in the world are going to come here because of climate change. We need to let the international refugees in now, so that we can't get set upon. Every person that owns 400 acres in Hawaii is going to be trying to get into Baylor, the highest town in Ireland, to avoid flood damage, and it's going to be a nightmare. So we need to bring, your poor, your huddled masses, get them in here now, so we can hang around with soundos and not wanks that are going to build new big estates like we used to have back in the day.
Just go listen to that CMAT song. You'll know all about it.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Bringing it back to that. Folks, this has been a long, rambling pubcast.
It has. Burn the bondholders, folks. Is it too late to burn the bondholders?
Yeah. And just remember, empathy is the new punk rock, motherfuckers. Slán.
Slán.
Longapole.